Hey guys, StarCraft here, and okay, I know I said I was going to do Batman Thrillkiller, and I did record it, but two factors into it. First of all, due to how the lighting in my room is, and given how the coloring was in that particular book, I wasn't going to be able to show it off using the simple showing, the pages like I have been lately. And I have no idea if I'll do it on this one, but I'll get to that in a minute. And because of that, I would have to do the scans for Thrillkiller. The thing is, as I was going through with Thrillkiller, it's still a good idea, clever stuff in it, but it's just, I couldn't do it. I'm not able to finish it. At least not anytime soon. It doesn't take over one where I have to kind of push my way into it, because it's not the worst Elseworlds I ever read. I still haven't figured out which one is the worst I've read, but it's one of those ones where I might have to do another take on it, is what I'm saying. And rather than do it again on this tonight, I'd rather just get into the one that I really wanted to get to next. Because when I did Thrillkiller, like I said, I read it on there thinking I had better memories, but after I read it, yeah, I can see a lot of the issues I now remember about it. So, because of that, I'll probably be re-recording it, and just a moment. I'm back. Sorry about that, but like I said, I will eventually get back to Thrillkiller, just not right now, not anytime soon. So instead, let's get into the final book that was in those Batman Elseworlds polls. The one that is a very interesting idea, and that's Batman Demon: A Tragedy by Grant and Jim Murray. And what is this basically about? Very simple. What if Bruce Wayne, instead of Jason Blood, was the host for Etrigan, the demon? Yeah. And what in this case if Etrigan was a bat demon instead of whatever kind of demon he was? And yeah, we basically open up with long ago, back during the medieval times, except Gotham City is now standing as a big, huge castle. As we see, well, Etrigan showing up and taking out a bunch of the guards. Just want to say about Jim Murray's artwork is that it's very expressive, very exaggeratingly toony, but kind of fits that style. Had I done the Batman's Judge Dredd review, I would have shown that in the Die Laughing, the final one, fourth one of those crossovers, where he took over the artwork by the second half of it, and it really is a different trip. Very much like this. But after that little opening, we then open up with Alfred waking up Master Bruce, as Bruce just gets up all groggy and everything, but he's told he's meant to meet up with Glinda, who's trying to help him find a healer for his condition, because basically he's always been able to get rid of his dreams. He's always having nightmares ever since he was a child and he saw his parents murdered. He can never get rid of them, so he's hoping to find a way of doing that. As Alfred shows him that apparently his clothes are all in rags, tatters. Now, given how I already spoiled what the big what if on this one is, you can already guess why that is. But Alfred is basically, he's still like, it was my duty to serve. As Glinda shows up and Bruce goes to meet up with her. As we then see Commissioner Gordon, look at that mustache, is dealing with a corpse. Basically, those people we saw in the prologue, sorry, not in the prologue, sorry. Well, basically, someone's been thrashed, torn to bits. As there is one witness, but he's not saying much. As, oh, okay, I take it back then. The prologue was set in present day, and that castle is, well, it's legit. That castle is still there where they're at. That is basically, yeah. Okay, my mistake. I got that a little mixed up. But anyway, yeah, he's the old man from the beginning when Etrigan killed all those guys. Yeah, he's completely like, and yeah. Someone suggests could be Killer Croc. which in a normal circumstance it probably would be, but as Gordon put, the gang boss, why would he sick and massacre his own men? Ooh. And we're seeing Bruce with his Glenda girl, an original character, as they're kissing and just talking about the nightmares and everything. As is pointed out throughout the portraits that all of the portraits look a lot like Bruce, which basically mentions how, strong family resemblance. And basically, they're just going through, hold on. And Glenda admits she can find no records, as if they never existed, which Bruce then says, that doesn't seem right. Maybe they're misplaced. Hold on. But then they meet up with Pamela Isley. Look at how Poison Ivy looks. It looks kind of, it's not horrible. I'd still put it a step above Kelly Jones's Poison Ivy. It's just weird, freaky looking. Like the long hair and everything. But basically they're going over, looking over Bruce, as Ivy has basically been able to determine, figure out a cure. And basically does the whole come back tomorrow and let me know what happens. And basically they're going to give that a shot. It's, oh boy, there's Killer Croc. Very interesting design. Again, Jim Murray, his artwork, like I said, it's just very weird, and especially with Croc. He definitely looks like, you can feel like there's a human side to him, and that's a shirt he's wearing. Because you're seeing, a tie and everything. That's all his shirt, it's almost fused to his muscles, like it's skin tight. Which, given how big he is, isn't that far off. As we're then introduced to, oh boy, Catwoman. He and Simon Bisley, who does the first Judge Dredd Batman crossover as well, do very interesting Catwoman designs. If I ever get to doing that, I'll show you what I mean. This is just, I don't know what you would call how Selena looks like here. Like, her outfit is sewn together, but it's almost like she's already been through the ringer, even though that's basically her basic design. And she's being paid by Croc to go out and, find whoever's attacking his men and deal with them. So she's basically being an assassin. As, Alfred is still trying to constantly talk Bruce out of whatever potion Ivy has given, but he's basically Bruce like the Glinda in our future as he drinks it, and Alfred locks him in. Again, given what this is about, we know why that is. And then that night, we're seeing. I do like how they are. Again, I already spoiled it for you guys, so you already know. But I do like how they keep this mystery going. As then there's Etrigan in all his glory. Look at how he looks. That is good. That's a great design. As Catwoman jumps in, and I do also like this. We're seeing Bruce right here. He's asleep. So you're thinking this is all happening that night, at the same time. As you saw there, Etrigan shoots out lightning as well as he's fighting off Catwoman, and basically he's beating on her, and she's actually putting up a good fight against the demon of all things. And then all of a sudden he jumps off, and then because he's feeling drawn somewhere, as then all of a sudden he becomes looking very much like Batman. I don't get it either. But all of a sudden he then busts into Ivy as she looks terrified. The next day, he wakes up, and he almost feels like he knows a bit more about what's going on. He felt like some evil stalked his dreams, killing and slashing. It fought against some mysterious woman and then sought out Ivy. And he's asking, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. As he's basically telling him off, like saying, because, it's giving more questions than answers because it's cleared his mind up. And Alfred tries to brush off, saying, the witch's potion has fevered your brain. Don't treat me like a child. Too many things about this business don't add up. Somehow, I know that, and I know that you know what's going on. I demand to know the truth. Tell me. Even if it hurts you, sir. I don't care. Just tell me. Very well. I knew you would discover the truth one day. You always do. Bruce Wayne, you, sir, is the human and is the human. No, sorry. Bruce Wayne, you, sir, is the human cage for a monstrous super demon, the natural evil. Etrigan, the bat demon. Look at Bruce's eyes. They're like, "Brrr." You're telling me I am host to a demon? I very much regret it, sir. But yes, you are. And you knew of this? You've always known? And yeah. And we find, as he's explaining a bit more, and now we're getting the flashbacks, sorry. As thousands of years ago, Gotham, not Camelot, was under siege by her rival, Metropolis. Interesting. But then the destruction was certain as they summoned Merlin summoned force Etrigan to try and use him to help. Because basically Bruce tells Bruce way back when, from that long ago, which, like Jason Blood, makes sense, with the demon in him, it would keep him immortal, says, you must do it or Gotham will fall and all our deaths will be on your conscience. Then never say you were not warned. As he summons forth the demon and bonded him with and brought him forth as they attacked. But then when they were ready to he can't return. They can't let him back. And he's not going to return. Basically, so then they realize they're going to have to contain him. And sure enough, contains him in Bruce. Now here's where Jim Murray's arc really shines. He's just weird designs of like, it's enveloping around Bruce until he's stuck there. And we also, as they're explaining a bit more, saying like, you're saying I'm immortal? Only so long as the beast's cage was in you. But my parents, my allergy. The allergy doesn't exist, sir. It was merely an excuse to lock you up each night, to allay any suspicion. As for your parents, they and their murders are false memories, planted in you by the magician. I don't believe it. My whole life is a sham? Which, again, makes a lot of sense for this. Now, you're probably noticing this moving along at a brisk pace. Well, this is one of the shorter Elseworlds. Well, what do you expect? This is more like the, and like speeding bullets. So, of course, it's going to be short. But then here's, of course, another obvious reveal, because if Alfred knows all this, he's clearly Merlin. And again, I like the design work as he's going from one thing to the other with this huge mustache, very long, as he's explaining it, saying, and how he stayed close to keep an eye on Bruce, making sure nothing went wrong. But then we cut to later as Ivy's dead, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And yeah, basically Gordon said he's going to set up a trap, and Bruce, again, with the big eyes, like, what do you mean? When he says that, he's saying, I wish you luck, Commissioner. And Bruce thinks like he must set a trap of his own, as he makes up with Glenda, and they give a kiss that night. As he basically asks them to so he can be with Glenda to release the demon from him, and it's the only way. And now in this case, there is no gong to form a man, right? The demon Etrigan. Instead, because it's a case where it just comes out. Bruce has no control like Jason Blood did. So what does Merlin say? Be still, form a man. Unleash the demon Etrigan. So it's similar but different. And then of course the demon says, we meet at last, my hated cage, who conspires against me. He was the mage. No matter. First Etrigan will slay his foes, then come back for the blood of those who chatter. And then he just busts free as he goes after Catwoman, who was basically robbing the place. And in this case, he's not holding back. No Bruce in him to make him feel like he needs any morality. He just wails into her, brutally, I might add, zapping her, and then finally torching her face. Yeah, poor Selena. She is just dead. But Bruce, he can. Yeah, and Merlin's trying to say, try and exert control, try and do it. Then Croc shows up with his gang, and the demon, yeah, he's just ready to, like those arrows they go after do nothing. But then you have Etrigan and him just duke it out. But you can already tell it's not going to do anything. As he grabs a rock, throws it at Croc, knocking him down. Then the cops show up, and Etrigan uses Croc as a human shield. And in this case, unlike in the vampire stories, yeah, those all impale on Croc, killing him. And then Etrigan kills Commissioner Gordon and the cops, just completely gleefully. Then Bruce tells him says he's going for Glenda next. Merlin, how can I stop him? You can't. Now do you understand why I made you forget? Why the demon must forever remain caged? No man can live with the knowledge that this monstrosity is inside of him. What if I die? If I kill myself, in that case the demon will be free. Then how can I save Glenda? And basically says the only way to do it is to, well, put him back in. And he will all lose his memory and love itself, and that is the price that must be made. As Etrigan is heading off and to basically go for Glenda, so Bruce says, "Do it," and he does, and says, "It is done." The next morning, Alfred wakes Bruce up as he doesn't remember anything. But when he asks what happened while he's asleep, mass murder, I regret to say. Someone killed the villain, Killer Croc and his gang, then sued the commissioner when he tried to stop him. Jim Gordon? How awful. And that isn't all, sir. A final victim was claimed. A young woman. Glenda, I believe her name was. Glenda? Terrible, but I don't think I recognize the name. No, I didn't know her at all. And that's how it ends. In other words, Merlin Alfred and basically delayed it, held off until Glenda and the demon killed Glenda. Why? It was kind of our fault that Bruce was starting to piece things together in the first place. So clearly, if he was to forget, Glenda couldn't be there to restart things up again. And, well, the subtitle was pretty appropriate. This is a tragedy. Yeah. I mean, it's very different, very interesting. The fact there's no Batman, so they had to make Etrigan a bat demon, is kind of clever, actually. Just this notion of taking the Batman mythos and turning it on its head. I mean, they had to make it more of an original tale, more closer to the demon than Batman, but they made enough differences that it's not just Jason Blood, but it was Bruce in his place instead. No, they had to be very, very different as far as how the demon operates. Well, for the most part, there are some versions of the demon where he is this bloodthirsty. So, and Alfred being Merlin, nice twist. The parents' deaths, false memories, well, makes the most sense as well. Yeah. Not as much as beating bullets, but still, wish there was more time that was given to this. But for what it was still, it's still very good. A nice self-contained, and this was truly self-contained. Like, basically the way it ends is you're like, yeah, it's the only way for it to end like this, for it to be self-contained. So, I mean, again, it goes rushed by, but again, the way it's all showing the consequences of Bruce is like, I want a normal life, get this thing out of me. Oops, look what happened. Yeah. So, tomorrow, for the weekend, I'm not going to be doing any reviews. No spotlights, no nothing. I might not even do any videos. Why? Because I'm going to be going to C2E2 the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meet up with comic people, celebrities, all that stuff. I may do some video vlogging. May try and do a stream. I don't know. But, yeah. I mean, given how I'm showing my face, I could probably actually do a proper stream now instead of trying to keep it a secret. So, yeah, I don't know what I'll do this weekend, but I will try and get some content out. Just not a review. I'm not going to be able to get that done. So, yeah. Until next time, I will catch you all later. See ya.